What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Live with Brandon Blakeney podcast. Of course, I'm your host, Brandon Blakeney, aka Brandon Lee TV, back at it again with another banger, my people. Y'all know the vibes by now. Kick back, relax, and come take a ride with me.
You are now locked into the Live with Brandon Blakeney podcast. Here is your host, Brandon Blakeney.
So the top prospect left standing in the portal right now, the number one big overall, Serah Williams out of Wisconsin, a dominant two-way player that can score the basketball at a high rate and has the capability of being a number one scoring option down low, but also one of the best defensive bigs, former defensive player of the year in the Big Ten, elite rim protector, athlete, and all of the above. Just a game changer, impact player on both sides, has yet to make an official decision. Now, initially, man, she went, visited LSU. They rolled out the red carpet, showed her a good time. Flau'jae Johnson even left her tour to come be a part of the visit. And it seemed like all signs were pointing to her. It was a done deal, Serah Williams to LSU to be that starting five to complete what I think would be a very favorable championship squad. But now recently, because we knew Uconn was in the running, seems like the Huskies may have jumped the Tigers and Coach Mulkey for the lead of her talents. Now, this is all smoke and screens, nothing official, but just reports that I've been seeing and talk that I've seen on X. Usually when there's smoke, there's a fire, and one thing that we have learned, social media kind of reveals the story before it actually comes out. Now, what I'm seeing right here is very interesting. Check out this image, y'all, and look at all these Uconn players who just so happen to have just followed Serah Williams. I mean, you got KK Arnold, Morgan Shelley, Ashlyn Shade, AZ Fudd, Morgan Valley, one of the coaches, Khalees Fisher, one of the guards, 5-star guard coming into Uconn, Allie Zabel, another 5-star recruit that was a freshman this year. Like, that's a whole host of players, and I don't think they're following her because they are Serah Williams fans per se. I don't think this is a coincidence to have half the roster just, at the same time, in the same frequency, time frame, that they just happen to all follow Serah Williams. I think there is some writing on the wall. What we do know is the portal did close a few days ago. So whatever she's decided, it's already official. Pen has been the paper, and she and the school she chose absolutely know where she's going at this point. We don't know officially, but what it's looking like, and I know a couple of LSU players follow her too, but what it's looking like is she could be going to join the national champions. And when you talk about a front court, man, of just talent, size, versatility, I mean, Serah Williams, Sarah Strong, the two Sarahs, oh my goodness, can you talk about versatility, defense, mobility? You got also Geno Alfie, who I think is going to take one of the biggest steps forward of any big in the country. We saw that she can be a force down low, especially defensively, with her size and her mobility and her just natural shot blocking instinct. She was incredible in their tournament run. You still have Ice Brady on this roster as well, who has been a valuable piece that has played some solid minutes off the bench for this team. That is a solidified front court. And then you're bringing in Fisher, as a point guard. You're also bringing back Allie Zabel, Morgan Shelley looking to get 100% healthy. AZ Fudd, the big name to lead this backcourt. KK Arnold, Ashlyn Shade. Like, Uconn already kind of looks primed to be a championship contender already. But you throw in Serah Williams, and to be honest, man, Coach Geno and the Huskies have to be the favorites to win the title. Now, they haven't done a whole lot of damage in the transfer portal as of late. I think, Caitlin Chin was a big addition for them last year, but this would be monumental for Uconn and their national championship race, and I think they would have to be the number one team overall coming in to next season. For LSU, are they still the favorites? And are they even? Not even still. Are they the favorites? They landed Malaysia Fulwiley, Kate Koval, Amaya Joyner. Like, the transfer portal haul for LSU has been incredible. Regardless of what happens with Serah Williams, I think this team has enough to win a national championship. Kate Koval, do not sleep on her. She did not have her full game unlocked at Notre Dame. And I will tell you what, man, they did not have a player with her size and skill set. Leodell Rosario, this is a major upgrade. I mean, 6'5", skilled forward, can run the floor, can shoot it, can pass it, rebounds it really well. Then you got Amaya Joyner, another versatile forward, kind of in that mold of Samaya Smith, 6'2", athletic, runs the floor well. Better post game. I think she's just more skilled offensively, being able to handle the ball, get it off the dribble. Like, she is going to be a star at LSU. She has WNBA potential. They absolutely upgraded the backcourt. I'm interested to see, man, who's going to be the point guard in this scenario, because Malaysia Fulwiley did not go there to sit on the bench or come off the bench. I'm thinking she plays the one, even though she's more of a scoring guard. That's how Haley Van Lith was utilized. Coming in, she was a big-time scorer, moved over to that point guard position. Leigh Fulwiley has a chance to make that move to point guard and be super efficient. She is an elite passer when she is making those plays. She'll continue to get better at reading the floor and learning how to run an offense, which I think would be super beneficial to her trajectory moving on to the next level. But we know she's a bucket. Flau'jae Johnson has been known to be a creator off the dribble for herself and others, so she can also help alleviate that ball handling and just playmaking ability. It could be, those two interchangeable. Michaela Williams kind of locked in on that wing off ball ISO assassin. Like, transition, this team's going to be impossible to guard. They're going to be impossible to guard, man. This is going to be the most exciting team in the country. Leigh Fulwiley is going to bring a different dynamic in that backcourt that we didn't see with Miracle Shepherd, Kaylin Gilbert, Shionda Wilson. I think that this team just off the rip is going to be more explosive, faster, and they're going to be very, very tough to guard. And then on the other end, you bring in probably the best recruiting class in the country. Not to mention Jada Richard before I get too far. Jada Richard, talented guard that is capable of running the one for this team as well. Nice three-point shooter and earned her chops last year as well. Defensively, Malaysia Fulwiley has some deficiencies, but when she's locked in, man, she's a ball hawk, and she can make other opposing ball handlers very uncomfortable. I love Bella Hines. I love Zakiya Johnson. I love Devon Burge. I love Grace Knox. Like, this roster tremendously upgraded. For me, just on the outside looking in, it felt like there were a lot of players at LSU getting a free ride last year. This season, those freshmen are going to provide depth, something that LSU struggled with last season. This isn't going to be a year where Flau'jae, Michaela Williams, and Leigh Fulwiley have to be running to the ground. Like, they have solid players on this bench that can come in and provide a spark. These freshmen can play, man, and you talk about, like, Devon Burge has a little bit of Leigh Fulwiley in her game. Bella Hines, knockdown shooter. Johnson, big guard as well, does a lot of things well. Grace Knox, really, really efficient as far as just her versatility. Her game can continue to expand, but at 6'2", 6'3", she can play on the perimeter. She has a nice mid-range game, nice post game, can hit the over-the-shoulder fadeaway. She's got some Anissa Morrow in her game. She's really good on the glass as well. So I think regardless of who lands Serah Williams, like, either team could absolutely use her just from a production standpoint. 19 points, almost averaged a double-double, block shots. Like, LSU could absolutely use her, but I don't think this is make or break for them. Honestly, this feels like icing on the cake for either squad. Both these teams will compete for a championship regardless, but it seems like right now, man, it's all coming down to Uconn as well as LSU. I think LSU kind of felt like the front runner, almost a damn full-blown conclusion that she was headed there, and it's tough to turn down Kim Mulkey and those Bayou Bengals when they get you down to Louisiana. We know they got the unlimited NIL as well, and you can compete for championships playing in front of one of the most just dynamic and passionate fan bases in the country. But on the other end, Uconn coming off a natty could also use a boost in the front court. They would be fine without her, but Serah Williams with Sarah Strong is definitely bad business for the rest of the country. So it'll be interesting to see when the decision finally comes out what she decides, but definitely both fan bases are pushing to get Serah Williams on their campuses. She would be an immediate impact player for either squad, but also at the same time, I think both teams are already set up to compete for a national championship next year. But if Serah Williams does end up at LSU, they got to be the favorites to take the SEC, man. And I know that's saying a lot. Texas has gotten better. Oklahoma has a chance to land Gianna Neepkins, one of the best shooters and guards left in the portal. And South Carolina returns a ton of talent as well, and, hasn't lost to LSU in quite some time. But this will be interesting to continue to monitor, and as soon as we have an update on a final decision, I will be providing that. But it seems like, she could be leaning Uconn just based on the word on the street. Y'all let me know how y'all feel in the comments, though. That is a wrap for us. For all the latest and the greatest, I am Brandon Blakeney, a.k.a. Brandon Lee TV. This is the Live with Brandon Blakeney podcast. Until next time, my people, we out.